Africa. Be proud of who you are, woman of Africa. Release your character, hey, woman of Africa. Be proud of who you are, woman of Africa. Oh, release your character, hey. Oh, ay, ay, ay. 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 Now you know you have been shown the road to freedom, nothing can bring you down. Now you know you have the power to take yourself from the gutter, take the strength, 'cause you are a woman, woman of Africa, so strong and bold. You are a woman, woman of Africa. Now you know you have been shown the road to freedom, nothing can bring you down. Now you know you have the power to take yourself from the gutter, take their strength, 'cause you are a woman, woman of Africa, so strong and bold. You are a woman, woman of Africa, woman of Africa. Be proud of who you are, woman of Africa. Release character, hey, woman of Africa. Be proud of who you are, woman of Africa. Oh, release character, hey. Oh, ay, ay, ay. 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 Ay, 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 oh, 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 ay, ay, ay,
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mike Clark, and I am the City Councilor for Ward 5 and the outgoing President of the Council. And as such, I'm your host for the evening. I want to apologize in advance for the roughness of my voice. I'm on just the downside of a little bit of a chest cold, so it's a little bit rough, but I promise you that, truthfully, I sound much worse than I really am, which I suppose some might say about some of the things I say at the council table. But we want to wish everyone a good evening and welcome to the 2019 State of the City. We're honored and delighted that you are here to help us celebrate this, the things that we accomplished this past year and our goals for this next year. As always, we are grateful to hold this event here in the beautiful Soaring Theater of the Holt Center, one of our community's greatest cultural treasures. We were all just treated to the wonderful performance by Ratty D and friends. Ratty D is I knew I was going to murder this. Is a Zimbabwean singer-songwriter who aspires to spread love and light through her music. Sharing the stage with her was percussionist John Mimbera. He is a world-class musician also from Zimbabwe. Together they give their audience a fusion of world and cultural music. Please join me in appreciating their opening performance. We'll hear more from them a little bit later this evening. We have a very full agenda tonight, so that we may honor and recognize those from the city that have given so much this year. I ask that all of us observe the code of conduct that the Eugene City Council does during our regular meetings. As a council, we're committed to a safe and welcoming community and to making our council meetings inclusive and welcoming as well. We have a number of, elected and appointed officials here tonight, and inevitably, if you try to introduce all of them, you're going to leave somebody out. And so I'm not going to do that tonight. What I'm going to do is say, for those of you who are elected or appointed officials, would you please stand and let us recognize you and thank you for your service to our community. I'm joined on stage tonight by the mayor and the members of the Eugene City Council, whom I will introduce one at a time, starting with Eugene City Council Ward 1, Emily Semple. Council Ward 2, Betty Taylor. Council Ward 3, Alan Zelenka. Council Ward 4, Jennifer Ye. Council Ward 6, Greg Evans. Council Ward 7, Claire Syred. Council Ward 8, Chris Cryer. And finally, Mayor Lucy Venice. There are also a number of folks on our executive staff that are here that we'd like to recognize. They work hard during the entirety of our year and do so much. Our city manager, John Reese. And if you could just wave or stand up if you're in the audience out there, that'd be awesome. Our assistant city manager, Christy Hammett. Our city attorney, Catherine Brotherton. Our police chief, Chris Skinner. Our fire chief, Joe Zaludik. Our central services director, Mia Carriaga. Our planning and development director, Denny Bro. Our Public Works Director, Sarah Maderi. Our Library, Recreation, and Cultural Services Director, Renee Gruby. And finally, our Police Auditor, Mr. Mark Yiska. On behalf of the City Council, I want to take a minute to thank a number of individuals who have served on some of our standing committees that make recommendations to the City Council on policy issues and advise city staff. The following individuals have completed their terms or moved on in 2018. I want to recognize them for their time, their talent, and their expertise and their help to us and our work on the City Council. I may not get some of these names right, so please forgive me in advance. Budget Committee, Jill Featherston Howe, Garrett Dunleavy, and Emily Fiocco. Civilian Review Board, Heather Merrick and Jim Hargraves. Historic Review Board, Kay Porter and Zarina Bell. From the Human Rights Commission, Ed McGlone, Andrew Thompson, Philip Carrasco, and Deborah Merskin. Planning Commission members John Jaworski, Brianna Nicolello, and Elliot Becker. Police Commission members Bob Walker, and our new state representative Marty Wilde. Sustainability Commission, Dana Ferguson. And on Toxics Board, Marcus Baxter and Jason Ormsby. Thank you again for all the dedicated service during 2018. Although we as a community have many serious and ongoing issues to address, there is much to celebrate. 2018 was a productive year at the City of Eugene. I invite you to now enjoy a video presentation of some of the highlights of the accomplishments we achieved together this year.
"2018 in Eugene, a year we were called on to meet new and growing challenges, learn from one another, build new connections, and celebrate what we love about this place we call home. Looking back, we can take pride in what we accomplished while acknowledging the opportunities and challenges that lie ahead. Early in 2018, the City Council focused on citywide challenges related to community safety, homelessness, and housing affordability. Following a thorough recruiting process, Eugene welcomed Chris Skinner as our new police chief, and he quickly got to work. Eugene's growing public safety needs highlight concerns that run throughout our community safety system. To address these needs, the City Council unanimously approved a one-time $8.6 million 18-month funding strategy to expand prevention services while also adding police officers, 911 dispatchers, and jail beds. Council also committed to working towards finding a long-term solution in 2019. In 2018, EPD purchased 3 Guardian trailers. These mobile security systems use cameras to help deter crime through their visible, well-marked presence. Officers also utilized 2 new radar trailers in neighborhoods throughout the city to help curb speeding. Meanwhile, Eugene Springfield Fire launched 2 new apps. The Fireworks Alert mobile app allows people to report illegal fireworks via a smartphone, and more than 1,000 people have downloaded Pulse Point, which notifies people if someone nearby needs CPR, saving time and lives. Eugene Springfield Fire now has 43 new cardiac monitors in all medic units and frontline fire apparatus thanks to a grant. Creating a safe, vibrant, and welcoming city for all means continuing to provide support to victims of hate and bias activity. For the 7th consecutive year, the city issued its Hate and Bias Report. The city partners with community organizations to proactively educate and provide resources in response to hate and bias activity. While community safety was a theme throughout the year, the growing needs of people with no place to live continues to be a significant concern. The city committed more than $1 million to Lane County Human Services for social services that support people in need. Councilors also approved a new Dusk to Dawn site for people with children, St. Vincent de Paul's First Place Family Center Annex. Understanding the need for long-term solutions, the city and county partnered with Technical Assistance Collaborative to conduct a shelter study. The city and county will explore solutions to reduce homelessness based on the study, including plans for $1 million that the council dedicated to creating a public shelter. While Eugene continues to support emergency and affordable housing, housing growth has not kept pace with demand. The Housing Tools and Strategies Work Group took on this challenge in 2018. Working together, they identified shared community values and interests, which became the cornerstone of this process, prioritizing a list of strategies to remove barriers, reduce costs, and increase supply. City staff worked with community members across the city to bring forward community-driven solutions in 2018, including the River Road Santa Clara Neighborhood Plan. Led by a committee of volunteers from the 2 neighborhoods, along with city and county staff, community members collected feedback, organized workshops, and wrote elements of their new neighborhood plan. The design of the downtown riverfront park engaged people across Eugene to envision the transformation of an industrial site into a vibrant downtown riverfront, including a 4-acre park at the heart of the greater riverfront redevelopment. Similarly, in 2018, the council adopted a 30-year plan for Eugene's entire park and recreation system. More than 12,000 Eugenians helped shape the vision during a dynamic and inclusive outreach process that earned the city 2 Citizen Engagement Awards. In addition to planning for our future, several projects made significant strides in shaping what the future of our community will look, feel, and sound like. Eugene's Urban Renewal Agency completed the purchase of the downtown riverfront site and is currently working with Williams & Dane to bring the public's vision for a vibrant, active neighborhood into reality. The Railroad Quiet Zone for downtown Eugene and the Whitaker area is on track to be in place by 2021. City staff are working on design plans for the safety improvements and coordinating construction with the railroad. Eugene's sustainability efforts keep future residents in mind as we work to reduce our impact on the planet and ensure we are prepared for climate change. The city began working with community partners that has system-level impacts as part of the Climate Action Plan 2.0. The city also established an equity panel of local organizations to elevate the concerns of marginalized communities. 2018 was a year of continued excellence for the wastewater treatment plant, receiving a Platinum Award for the 6th consecutive year, recognizing our plant's dedication to returning safe, clean water to the river. Wastewater staff also continues sustainable practices utilizing a process that turns waste into nutrient-rich, beneficial organic material at the biosolids plant. Fire's new, shorter, and significantly lighter fire truck also supports our climate goals by reducing fuel consumption while still performing all the functions of the vehicle it replaced. As part of our triple bottom line of sustainability, the city continued to support local economic prosperity. Huge Loans, a rebrand of our 4 city loan programs, focuses on art, business, downtown, and the river. Virtual reality and game development technology that builds job skills came to the Eugene Public Library, all thanks to a grant from the Mozilla Gigabit Community Fund. The technology is now available daily at the downtown library. Community members had greater access to a wide range of services in 2018. With the launch of the Open Budget website, anyone can view the city's budget online to see how public funds are put to work, making it easier to understand how community resources are collected and used. Teen services at the Eugene Public Library expanded and began focusing on building a creative and safe atmosphere that provides teen support, safety, and inspiration. Recreation's One Pass offers a low-cost summer youth pass that combines 15 options for summer fun with accessible transportation. Last summer, the One Pass had a record-breaking year and helped nearly 7,000 local youth to access healthy and fun summer entertainment. Transportation options increased for all Eugenians last year. Uber and Lyft launched ride-sharing services in Eugene and Springfield in the summer, and Peace Health Rides rolled out its Blue Bikes last spring, helping the city lower emissions while taking another step towards achieving its climate recovery goals. People in Northwest Eugene can ride and walk easier thanks to the recently completed Jessen Path and Lighting project. The 2-mile concrete path provides a safe and comfortable alternative to busy roads while increasing accessibility and usage of the treasured Golden Gardens Park. A busy road construction season saw the resurfacing of 20 roads throughout the city and marked the completion of the 2012 road bond measure. Funding from the 2012 road bond fixed 80 local streets. In May, Eugene voters passed a $39 million Parks and Recreation bond and a $3.15 million Parks and Recreation operations and maintenance levy. This critical funding will strengthen park safety and security efforts, increase park maintenance and renovations, and create new parks in underserved areas. In recreation, the bond supports renovations to Echo Hollow Pool, Campbell Community Center, and Sheldon Pool, as well as the creation of a master plan and Phase 1 of a future sports complex. In addition to our treasured parks and recreational activities, Eugene also celebrated what makes us who we are, our people, our creativity, and our spirit. In April, the City Council unanimously approved renaming Westmoreland Community Center to Dr. Edwin Coleman Jr. Community Center and the naming of a park located in Bethel to Andrea Ortiz Park. Dr. Coleman was an educator, musician, and community activist. Andrea Ortiz was a local Latina leader, equity advocate, and former city council member. The renamings honor the numerous civic contributions of Ortiz and Coleman and provide a lasting reminder of their impact on our community. More than 1 million people travel through the Eugene Airport each year now, and as of 2018, they've been greeted by new display cases showcasing Eugene's local artists. The gallery's creation is part of the newly completed Airport Art Master Plan, increasing the amount of art at the airport. Over the summer, Eugene celebrated visual arts with the inaugural week-long Visual Arts Festival. The inspiring and engaging event brought hundreds of people to downtown to experience murals, performances, and contemporary art installations. 2018 laid the groundwork for projects across the city, and 2019 promises to be an eventful year as we move forward as a community, continuing to find solutions, make connections, and work together for all of Eugene. To learn more about how you can stay up to date and involved, visit the City of Eugene's website.
Okay. And now for the fun part that culminates the work of those who've run campaigns this last year. We'll have the administration of oaths. So I'd like to invite Deputy City Recorder Samantha Roberts to the stage to administer the oaths of office for our recently elected and re-elected city councilors from wards 3, 4, 5, and 6, and our newly elected eWeb commissioner. As she calls your name, please come to the podium for the oath and a photograph. Your family members are also welcome to join you on stage.
Councilor Zelenka, could you please raise your right hand and repeat after me? I, Alan Zelenka, do solemnly swear
I, Alan Zelenka, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and of the State of Oregon,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the State of Oregon,
and that I will, to the best of my ability,
and I will, to the best of my ability,
faithfully perform the duties of Eugene City Councilor
faithfully perform the duties of Eugene City Councilor
during my continuance therein,
during my continuance therein,
and this I do affirm under pains and penalties of perjury.
and this I do affirm under pains and penalties of perjury.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Councilor Ye? Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Jennifer Ye, do solemnly swear
I, Jennifer Ye, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of the State of Oregon,
and of the State of Oregon,
and that I will, to the best of my ability,
and that I will, to the best of my ability,
faithfully perform the duties of Eugene City Councilor
faithfully perform the duties of Eugene City Councilor
during my continuance therein,
during my continuance therein,
and this I do affirm under pains and penalties of perjury.
and this I do affirm under pains or penalties of perjury.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Councilor Clark?
I'm going to have my son come up here and stand behind me with me, if that's all right.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Mike Clark, do solemnly swear
I, Mike Clark, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of the State of Oregon,
and of the State of Oregon,
and that I will, to the best of my ability,
and I will, to the best of my ability,
faithfully perform the duties of Eugene City Councilor
faithfully perform the duties of Eugene City Councilor
during my continuance therein,
during my continuance therein,
and this I do swear, so help me God.
and this I do swear, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Councilor Evans? Please raise
I
your...
wasn't sure this met the right height restriction.
I was concerned myself. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Greg Evans, do solemnly swear
I, Greg Evans, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of the State of Oregon,
and of the State of Oregon,
and that I will, to the best of my ability,
and that I will, to the best of my ability,
faithfully perform the duties of Eugene City Councilor
faithfully perform the duties of Eugene City Councilor
during my continuance therein,
during my continuance therein,
and this I do swear, so help me God.
and this do I swear, so help me God.
Congratulations. Mindy Schlossberg. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Mindy Schlossberg, do solemnly swear
I, Mindy Schlossberg, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of the State of Oregon,
and of the State of Oregon,
and that I will, to the best of my ability,
and that I will, to the best of my ability,
faithfully perform the duties
faithfully perform the duties
of Eugene Water and Electric Board Commissioner for the City of Eugene
of Eugene Water and Electric Board Commissioner for the City of Eugene
during my continuance therein,
during my continuance therein,
and this I do affirm under pains and penalties of perjury.
and this I do affirm under pains and penalty of perjury.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Good evening. How wonderful to have you all here today. Thank you so much for joining us. I am pleased to present this year's Community Award to an organization that has demonstrated excellence in leadership through deep local understanding, a focus on building partnerships, and outstanding initiative. Just over a year ago, Better Housing Together formed as a collaborative, community-led initiative to increase the affordability, diversity, and supply of housing in Lane County. The initiative has grown quickly into a network of more than 40 local organizations and businesses, including transportation advocates, real estate professionals, social service providers, affordable housing developers, architects, builders, sustainability advocates, and civil rights organizations, among others. All the partners share a commitment to work collaboratively to address the housing crisis we face. Last February, Better Housing Together hosted an inaugural community forum and housing exhibit, a standing room-only event at the University of Oregon. In the past several months, they have held expert focus groups and work groups, made dozens of community presentations, and spoken clearly for a new and collaborative approach to addressing the housing crisis. All of these efforts have been in service of our community's need to grow in more livable, sustainable, equitable ways. Challenges like the housing crisis are not easy to solve. Yet, Better Housing Together is building a shared understanding of the challenges we face and working tirelessly to identify solutions that support community needs now and in the future. Tonight, I am thrilled to present this year's Community Award to Better Housing Together. Please join me in welcoming Karin Knudsen, project lead and local member of the American Institute of Architects, and her colleagues on the steering committee of Better Housing Together, including Betsy Schultz, Eugene and Springfield Associations of Realtors, Rob Zako, Better Eugene Springfield Transportation, Peter Keys, University of Oregon Department of Architecture, Darcy Phillips, Cornerstone Community Housing, Liz Kaywood, Kaywood Communications, Tiffany Edwards, Eugene Chamber of Commerce, and Carmel Snyder, AARP Oregon. So, first we get this. I have certificates. Okay. This certificate, this is a lot to manage. Rob, these are not in order of where you're standing. Liz, Darcy, oopsie, sorry. Seal, thank you. And now, and Tiffany. Thank you. Thank you all very much. Thank you. And you have a few minutes to speak. Yes.
Thank you very much, Mayor Venus, especially for your leadership. Thank you, City of Eugene. It's really a wonderful opportunity to be able to speak to the value of partnership and to appreciate the collaboration that we can accomplish when we work together in this community, especially when it's to address a challenge like the housing crisis, which could just as easily drive a community farther apart. So I just want to take a moment to acknowledge not just the members of our steering committee who are wonderful and dedicated members of this community, but also to all of the other partners in this room and those who weren't able to join us tonight, which includes Shelter Care. And please, partners, if you're here, please stand. This will only take about 30 seconds, I promise. Shelter Care, the University of Oregon, the United Way of Lane County, the Springfield Chamber of Commerce, the Home Builders Association of Lane County, Architects Building Community, Homes for Good, Lane County's Housing Agency, 1000 Friends of Oregon, Essex General Construction, We Bike Eugene, Trillium Community Health, the League of Women Voters, NAACP of Lane County, Hearthstone Real Estate, UVO's Live Move, APA Oregon, Peace Health, Arbor South Architecture, the local chapter of the USGBC, Lane Community College, Sponsors Incorporated, Habitat for Humanity, Booth Kelly Makers District, We Can, Bring Recycling, Women's Space, Transportation Growth Management Program, Department of Land Conservation and Development, Hayden Homes, Square One Villages, and Food for Lane County. Please join me in thanking all of these amazing people. There are many other neighbors and volunteers who have lent a hand or their advice over this past year. Thank you to all of you as well who are here and beyond this room. And just lastly, to say we are delighted to accept this award as encouragement for the work ahead. We still face a significant housing crisis in this community that impacts families in a variety of astonishing ways and harms many of the people who are our friends and neighbors in this community. We look forward to the work ahead, and thank you for this opportunity to be honored tonight with our partners.
Just do one more little photo. Okay. Oh, we'll do it later. We'll do it later. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. The work of Better Housing Together is really a game changer for us, and we really appreciate all that you've done. So thank you again for joining us tonight and the continuing collaboration. And now we're ready for the Bold Steps Award. Here in Eugene, we are creating a more livable city by balancing people and planet with prosperity. And we are here tonight to celebrate businesses that embody these ideals through transformational commitments to sustainable business practices that drive innovation in our community. The Bold Steps Award celebrates Eugene businesses that invest in a strong bottom line while supporting employees with opportunities and benefits that encourage positive morale, community involvement, and work-life balance. To be eligible for this award, applicants must be in the City of Eugene and be certified through Bring's Rethink Business program, which evaluates a business's recycling and water and energy conservation actions through a certification process. Businesses that apply for Bold Steps then go a step further by identifying what sets them apart in their respective industries. Before we introduce the finalists for this year's Bold Steps Award, I'd like to thank George Rohde Repair Shops, our 2018 winner. The George Rotary repair shops continue to distinguish themselves within the automotive repair industry by operating environmentally responsible repair shops and through their efforts in supporting and developing their employees. Let's give them one more round of applause. This year, 3 Eugene businesses have been selected as finalists for the 2019 award. We ask the representatives of these businesses who are here tonight to please stand and be recognized. Summit Bank, Yogi Tea, and Hummingbird Wholesale. Tonight we will announce the winner of the 2019 award, but first we will show you promotional videos specifically produced for each finalist business that details the many bold steps their business is taking. The winner of tonight's award will take the Bold Steps trophy, which is hidden back here, but you'll get to see it. It's very tall, and it would obscure the view if we brought it forward. They will take that Bold Steps trophy back to their business to display for 1 year, as well as receiving additional marketing support from the city. So now, I believe we're ready for the videos.
We're very honored and humbled to be the only community bank headquartered in Eugene. We take that very seriously.
Having people that are heavily invested in this community and want to see it grow and succeed is important, and I think you see that more with a local community bank.
Part of our mission is to help this community grow. One thing that was important to us and a lot of community members is Kids Sports. We made a grant of $50,000 to the Kids Sports Civic Alliance.
Kids Sports is a local nonprofit that has been in the community for almost 68 years, and it develops and delivers team sport opportunities for children kindergarten through 8th grade. Summit not only looks after our money, but provided Eugene Civic Alliance with a $50,000 pledge towards Civic Park, and that is just fantastic. That's a gift that really helps us to deliver on those community promises.
That's very important to us that we're helping kids along with the other things that we're doing around affordable housing. We've worked very closely with Square One this year on their projects to help provide that starting point for housing for people in our community.
Square One is a nonprofit that's dedicated to providing new solutions to the problem of homelessness, specifically through self-governed communities of tiny homes. Having a partner like Summit that I feel understands those values and also wants to give back to the community is very helpful and important.
Making our community thrive is also about keeping the best and the brightest in our community. We have partnered for years with the University of Oregon. We're teaching in the classes, helping the students decide what they want as a career. We've also hired interns from the University of Oregon.
Part of it is giving the student an opportunity to find a job in the workplace straight out of school.
From the student's perspective, sure, lots of them want to go off into the big world, but there are quite a few who want to be able to stay in Eugene, and having a relationship with Summit allows the students to do that.
We really appreciate these opportunities because it really helps the students build business acumen and develop skills outside of the classroom.
We want to recruit the best and the brightest, but we also want to place an emphasis on finding talented women in the workforce. We want to be a big part of their strategy for success.
I think it's really important for business and community to all work close together, and when those relationships are harmonized, then that's beneficial for the society as a whole.
That's important to us, it's important to our vendors, it's important to who we want to be. The more that we can help this community grow, the better it is for everybody.
Yogi Tea, we have an authentic story. There was a person who came over from India in 1969. He was a teacher, lived a holistic lifestyle, taught yoga and meditation, was very passionate about eating healthy, and he would teach yoga classes. And after the class, he would serve tea. That led us to developing Yogi Tea in a tea bag, and that was in 1984 when Yogi Tea started. This year, the business grew to a size that we were no longer able to function in our previous previous structure. One of the reasons we were nominated this year is because of our new building and our intention to create a LEED certified building. We're consuming less energy, we're using less water. Something we're really proud of is we're the first LEED manufacturing tea facility in the world.
The green team, we talk about how are we dealing with waste removal, how are we dealing with recycling on site, are there things that we can do to improve our planet impact? A lot of the raw material packaging that we were getting in wasn't really being recycled. They were all going in the landfill. Just kind of took it upon myself to try to figure out a recycling outlet for that material to divert it from the landfill.
Our people are obviously why we're able to do what we do. And what we try to create is an environment where people feel valued, feel respected, feel appreciated.
The business chooses to make a very intentional decision toward the well-being of our immediate family. HR will bring in a masseuse and have chair massages for folks who are working very long days. We're very much focused on community, and when we define community, we start first and foremost with our family here, our employees, and then we look at our supplier community, and we look at our ownership community, and we look at the globe, the environment in which we depend on for our raw materials.
We have an annual volunteer day. It's a paid day for employees, and we can volunteer with Food for Lane County to help prep food packages.
In Honduras, we had a project where we built a school. We have a project in Spain where we supported an organization that created a home and a plot of land where they work with adults with disabilities. Those ingredients that they're growing now, we're going to be using in our teas.
I think it's healthy for our employees and the families that we serve within the community to recognize that this is who they're part of. This is a demonstration of our genuine desire to be more relevant in the local community.
A business should do their best to support their people, to support the communities where we do business, and provide an authentic product to the consumer. For us, we hope that that is the collective of our local Eugene Lane County businesses.
Hummingbird focuses on the bulk food section of natural health food stores. We sell dried fruits, nuts, grains, beans, seeds, oils. We started running out of room. I could foresee a future time when we would need more space for our locally focused food storage needs as a company. And really the intention behind the building became one of helping the community get what it wants. And connecting to the people in town that I think are making a positive difference. There was challenges in their location. They weren't very accessible. People didn't see them. Creating a place where they could be, where you could go to that building and sort of have an expectation that people there were caring about these kinds of issues, I thought was really also relevant to their sense of optimism and hope. That it actually turned out as well as it did and impacted people the way that we were able to accomplish through the process of using volunteer labor to put it up, and the natural building aspect of it and the way it has shaped the experience of being in the building, all of those things. It's like remarkable challenges and remarkable results.
I think it's a great inspiration and concept for us to carry over into the Eugene community overall, and to think about how can we utilize and share space to build community and bring people together.
I really love the sustainability aspect of this business. I love how we're striving to be 100% waste-free.
Straw bale was one element of overall intent of sequestering carbon and reducing carbon construction in architecture. Concrete's a very energy-intensive process to create, so reusing the material is important. There's about 36,000 pounds of urbanite cut concrete pieces that got used in mostly outdoor landscape featuring. Also used siding materials, used windows, used doors, used flooring. Where we could fit it into the construction process, we repurposed materials.
There's so many nuances between what's really helping, what's really serving, and I think my parents do a great job in really looking at all of the issues and trying to nurture a sustainable community. It's not just about the rainwater, and it's not just about this, but it's each little piece, each little step along the way that create a holistic system.
The feedback that we get is that they really appreciate and value our vision and our mission here and the benefits that we've developed for them.
Everyone who works here is so passionate and excited and knowledgeable.
Oh, I love the people here. They're really great.
The people that work here are so incredible. One of the benefits that people love is our lunch program. It brings our people together. It's about serving others and giving back. Our vision and mission at Hummingbird is 100% organic Oregon and 100% organic world. It's a big, crazy vision, but that's what helps us to get up in the morning.
As you can see, these are three phenomenal businesses, and in fact, all three of them deserve the award. And I am tasked with picking one. And I have chosen this year the winner of the 2019 Bold Steps Award, Hummingbird Wholesale. So please.
Hello, everyone. So moving to be here tonight. What a place Eugene is. How about a round for Eugene? I just have found that in having a vision of a possibility of the future, that Eugene is a wonderful place to explore how to make that real. That there are so many people with the courage to try a way of living and a way of being that is more meaningful, valuable to others. And I think we've witnessed here tonight that the city of Eugene is an amazing crucible for that opportunity. I'm fortunate, and all of us are fortunate at Hummingbird, that we live in a community of food manufacturers that share information, that share business practices, that support each other. That certainly any success that Hummingbird has had has not been without the context in which it's happened. We have so much work to do to actually have sustainability. Sometimes it's a daunting task, and I think it's great fortune that the very thing that will create sustainability is the very thing that we long for most, which is deep connected relationships, not only with each other, but with the living earth that supports us. So I also want to introduce my daughter, Ariel. She's part of the second generation of Possibility, and really why we have no obligation to our children to offer them the same opportunities that we've had for clean air, water, and work that we have energy for. I certainly feel motivated to provide that for them nonetheless. So just wanted to give my daughter a chance to say what our big, hairy, audacious goal is for the future.
Well, we actually thought that all of you were going to win, so this is really surprising. Thank you so much. This is amazing. And it's been such a joy to be back in Eugene for a year now, and I've toured many local businesses, and I've been really surprised to see a lot of second, third, fourth generation young people working with their parents. And it's such an honor to be in a community that really supports that and nourishes that. And we want to make that possible for everyone, and for young people especially, bring more young people into the food system and the sustainability system and see what's possible and to really dream big. And Eugene's the place to do that. So thank you so much. Everything's possible.
So I wanted to make sure we don't leave tonight without thanking the City of Eugene to be able to feature and sponsor the sustainability work that's happening in the community is a huge, valuable asset, not just because of companies like myself that get the benefit of being appreciated for the effort that's put in, but because it inspires us all to try new things, to really reach out for the possibility. One of the characteristics of being a business owner is that at some point you realize that the work is not about you at all. That it's really the people who do the work every day at Hummingbird that make things possible. One of those people that's standing here tonight is Stacy Cracker. Stacy is responsible for having initiated and organizing the Organic Ecology a meeting that happens every other year that's bringing people in organic community together. Stacy is responsible for organic movement in the government realm as well as at Hummingbird. She's our marketing director. So I want to introduce Stacy and have her say a few words.
Well, thank you to the City of Eugene and to the mayor for this award. I think we are, as Ariel said, a little bit surprised, but I'm very excited to accept the award. And in my work for many years in this community in the organic trade, I've seen how, as a community, Eugene does come together and we support each other. And where that comes from, I believe, is this vision for a better world. And as I travel around, I see there are communities larger than ours with maybe even more resources that somehow don't have the same richness of excitement and possibility and passion that this community has for making the world a better place. And so I'm just so grateful to be part of this community and part of Hummingbird. And something I wanted to come back to, we mentioned in our video, is our big audacious goal of an organic Oregon and eventually an organic world. And our goal is really that all of agriculture and all of our businesses are based on an organic model, which is the most sustainable model that we currently have available to us. And, you know, we talk now a lot about climate change, and organic agriculture and the businesses that support it are really driving toward that, the change that we need in ensuring that our climate is sustainable for the future and for future generations. And so I'm just really proud to be part of that and to be engaged. And Hummingbird is definitely a visionary in that movement. So I invite all of you to join us and to check out more. You can check out our website and think of joining us in our campaign for an organic world. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Julie Tilt, and I'm so lucky to be married to this man, Charlie Tilt. So a few years ago, we decided that it was okay for me to go back to school to become a health coach. So now I'm the health coach for our staff at Hummingbird Wholesale, plus people from the outside community. And I think it's the most rockin' benefit that our company has so far. And I just wanted to inspire other companies to do the same, because it's so gratifying to see our coworkers get really strong and healthy and free of their emotional barriers. It's so exciting. So thank you all so much.
This does make us all proud to be part of the City of Eugene, doesn't it? Pretty great. Thank you to all of our finalists. You all do incredible work. You make our community a better place, a model, a vision of the future. Thank you so much for your bold steps. We encourage all Eugene businesses to ask themselves if their business has what it takes to be the next Bold Steps winner and to apply for the 2020 award. Thank you all.
Obviously, we have our musicians back up here on stage, so once again, please welcome Rati D and friends, who will be performing Samba. Wonderful. Our next and our last video is something a little new. We're trying something new this year. It features all of the city councilors' thoughts about what makes Eugene so special, and thoughts about some of the things we've accomplished this last year together, and what we're looking forward to in 2019. So we hope you enjoy it.
In 2018, we really dug in on some of the larger issues we're working on here in Eugene. Housing, homelessness, our justice system. We have some issues and there's things we need to solve in all these areas, but we really needed that background information and that community engagement to be able to make these big decisions in 2019.
I'm particularly proud of the $8.6 million the council's approved for bridge funding to support public safety, including police and fire, 911, more Muni Court, and $1 million for homeless efforts and youth services.
I'm very proud of this council and our city manager for the strong statements, both in practical terms and symbolic, that we made, letting residents know that we are a safe and welcoming community and they will be provided city services irregardless of their federal immigration status.
One of the things I'm happy about during the last year is that we no longer have the dog ban downtown. I think dogs add a lot to the atmosphere. It makes people happy to see a dog sitting by someone drinking coffee.
The Parks Bond is a big, huge accomplishment this year, making sure that we are able to really fulfill the dream of what our parks department could be and what our parks should look like, and building out the new parks and then refurbishing the old ones. That's a huge one for the city of Eugene.
When it comes to the things council has accomplished this year, I find myself often in the minority in a vote of our council, or in opposition sometimes to the way things finally come out. So I guess I would say that I am proud of having a chance to shape some of the decisions we make and some of the things we do.
You know, the community has invested significantly and heavily in the infrastructure of the community, which for a number of years we have been, remiss in doing. But now we're there, we're moving forward, and I think over the next 4 or 5 years, as a result of the things that we've done in the last 2 years, are going to show a lot of changes and a lot of improvements for all of our residents in our area, and particularly our youth.
What I really appreciated about last year was our ability to identify some areas of focus that we really wanted to work on. Housing, homelessness, community safety, and then to be able to turn that focus into some specific and positive actions that we could take in order to see those things through.
2019 is going to be finish the things that we started, affordable housing, making sure the Parks Bond and all those things get off on a good start, and working on downtown, and the homeless issues are huge.
Have a homeless shelter actually built. Have an indoor place for people downtown, for people who don't have homes. I'd like to have downtown be friendly and open and accessible to everybody.
I was proud of the Budget Committee passing the motion to ensure that we dedicated $1 million of our Comcast settlement towards creating a permanent public shelter. I think we've needed an alternative to the mission, which is wholly private, for a long time in this community. So I'm looking forward to making good on that promise and hope to realize that project to fruition in the coming years.
I'm looking forward to passing the single-use plastics ban. I think that will be something Eugene can be proud of and will be something everyone can participate in as we work towards our climate recovery goals.
One of the biggest things I'm looking forward to is really getting in and figuring out how can we better fund our justice system. So being on the police commission, I hear about all the great things that EPD is doing, but also the challenges that they face to try to get that stuff done.
I I'm really interested in working on housing and homelessness. I'm also interested in continuing my work on transportation infrastructure. Those are things that I'm excited about seeing us continue to move forward, as well as envision Eugene and our land use planning processes.
I'm excited about the fact that we're now beginning to get into the final conversations for a new City Hall. It's a 100-year conversation, perhaps one of the most important conversations we'll ever have. And we need to do it in the most thoughtful, careful, and deliberate way.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how our new riverfront project develops. In this next year, we're going to develop the 17 acres along the Willamette there on the old eWeb property into what I believe will be a gem for our community and create a new focus in our downtown. I think it's going to open up a whole new way to appreciate the beauty of the river and a reason for people to come to downtown Eugene. Okay. And now it is my distinct pleasure to welcome Mayor Lucy Vennis to the podium to deliver her 2019 State of the City Address.
Thank you, Council. Thank you, Mike, for the introduction and emceeing tonight. Thank you all for being here. Year 3 begins. And despite a national landscape that continues to be fraught with drama and controversy, locally, our work moves forward. Every day is a balancing act, every issue a set of hard choices. Here's the thing. Optimism is a choice, and it's infectious. Our actions matter, and we can make a difference locally that improves the quality of life here and stands as a model for other communities. Paul Hawken, author, researcher, and visionary, spoke in Eugene last year about his work, Project Drawdown. His key message is that the 100 most effective projects we can undertake to reverse global warming are work that we should do anyway. The priorities we list as a nation, state, or city are not about loss or deprivation. They are about gain, about recognizing our strengths, encouraging common sense, inclusion, education, and investment. In this speech, I'm going to review the work of 2018 and the opportunities that await us in 2019 using my own drawdown list of 4 major priorities: homelessness and housing, climate resiliency, public engagement and government accountability, and inclusiveness. First priority, homelessness. Both the human rights crisis and the opportunity to create a full range of housing in our community. We face a steady and consistent increase in the number of people who are falling into homelessness. 130 newly homeless every month in Lane County. From the single parent who has faced a rent hike without finding alternative housing, to the chronically homeless man with mental illness, to the wandering unemployed who are simply passing through. Some people say we are doing too much, that improving services only serve as a magnet for the impoverished, while others say we are not doing enough. Either way, the continued suffering in our midst is unconscionable. Failure to act is not a choice. Last year, I committed to working toward the creation of a public shelter, while at the same time warning that a shelter is not a solution to homelessness. This year, I will amend that statement. Thanks to our partnership with Lane County, we will benefit this month from a report by the Technical Assistance Collaborative that will help us build a shelter that integrates and strengthens our complete system of services for the unhoused. We are no longer talking about a Band-Aid. We're creating a strategic plan to strengthen our capacity to help people stabilize their lives. And as a more permanent solution, we must work to create a full range of housing. Economic pressures, the vulnerability of tenants in a hot rental market, the cost of land and construction, the disconnect between wages and housing costs, and our increasing population place Eugene in one of the tightest housing markets in the country. I pledged last year to champion missing middle housing as a pathway toward creating more housing that people can afford. Council had a couple of immediately relevant issues on our agenda. The Housing Policy Board's recommendation of a construction excise tax to support affordable housing projects, and the legislature's SB 1051 requiring cities to ease barriers in the construction of accessory dwelling units. Both issues distill our essential struggle: how to accommodate the needs of our growing community with a vision towards doing things better, more equitably and sustainably, when our first reaction is fear of the potential costs of change. We've taken a promising step. In 4 workshops last fall, 36 community members hammered out recommendations to create more housing for our community. Along the path to answering this essential need, we are also fostering a productive dialogue. We exchanged the old and unproductive dynamic of winners and losers to the new drawdown paradigm, finding a way that we can all thrive as we do the work we need to do. Second major priority: climate resiliency, both the urgency and the promise. Council set ambitious targets in the Climate Recovery Ordinance, and we are committed to the challenge of meeting them. There are direct and indirect ways of meeting those goals. Fundamental decisions about where and how to build housing and invest in public transit, biking, and pedestrian pathways are direct ways. We make public decisions and investments with tax dollars. But the outcome is indirect. If we create a landscape that allows people to live near transit, their everyday choices will reduce their carbon footprint because we have made it natural and easy for them to do so. It's an excellent example of a drawdown project. We need to do this work to serve our growing population, and the outcome will help us meet our climate goals. The premise of our climate work is that the city and large institutions lead the way in orchestrating major shifts in energy sources and uses. The community engages at many levels, from understanding the value of reducing food waste to taking advantage of public transit. In many ways, the framework of our thinking about climate change, the infrastructure work we and our partners undertake, and the public's adoption of climate-responsive actions are also a template for how we prepare the community for a major earthquake and other natural disasters. The two go hand in hand. They are both about how we take care of ourselves and each other. If there is one message that should resonate with all of us, it is this: if we prepare ourselves so that we and our families can be safe, we'll also be able to help our neighbors and others recover more quickly when any disaster occurs, whether it is an ice storm, a wildfire, or a major earthquake. The sooner we are prepared for climate change and for any emergencies that may occur, the stronger our economy will be now and in the future. With this urgency in mind, I will host a Mayor's Emergency Preparedness Summit in March. The goal is to bring key partners together to publicly share their plans to coordinate their responses to an earthquake and to raise public awareness of this work. We will not succeed in reaching any of our goals if the public as a whole is not engaged. People need to agree with the choices about land use and transportation, and they need to personally invest in solutions. Effective public outreach reduces trauma and inspires hope. If the public can't see the work, they assume nothing is happening. If you know that good work is being done on your behalf, you feel that your own efforts are worthwhile, that the future is promising. This brings me to my third major priority: public engagement and government accountability. I have devoted a lot of conversation and thought to community involvement in meetings with neighborhood leaders, counselors, and staff. When I took office in 2017, I created an online dashboard to help us track ongoing work. It was born out of a recognition that the array of decisions and the lag time between discussions can lead to misunderstanding, confusion, and distrust. It is right that the public should demand clarity, transparency, and ease of access to information concerning the expenditure of public funds, and question the public benefit of programs that encourage economic development. I have three proposals to address these changes. The first, I have asked the city manager to create a complete list of links on the city website to all of the audits, financial and performance, that the city currently undertakes. My intention is to clarify where and how we account for public funds and to reassure the public that the city is diligent in the oversight of tax dollars. But financial oversight is only part of the answer in creating trust. We also need more clarity about the values, assumptions, and priorities that those funding decisions reflect. What information do you need to assess these choices? In what form should that information be provided? Before we began looking for our new police chief, the city very successfully engaged the public through an extensive and varied outreach process to identify our highest priorities and the qualities we needed in our new police chief. That process greatly assisted our recruitment and hiring of Chief Skinner. But we can't take the time for such intensive outreach efforts before every decision that comes to council. I want the city, council, and staff to make more effective use of online survey tools to inform the choices before council. More agile, timely, and accessible digital outreach will help the community be directly engaged in our decisions and improve council's willingness to make the difficult decisions ahead of us. Among those is moving forward on the creation of the town square, including a city hall and year-round home for the farmers market. This has been a process 2 decades in the making. My predecessor, Mayor Piercy, and 6 of the 8 current members of council engaged in a robust public process in 2016, which led to the decision to retain a city hall in our historic town center as key to our investment and commitment to a vibrant urban core. This year, finally, those plans will come into clear focus. In the coming months, we will also begin to see the impact of increased investment in public safety. Council approved an additional $8.6 million in one-time funds for an array of safety investments, including more police officers, investment in a day center for the unsheltered, and preventative outreach to at-risk youth. This is just the beginning. Concerns about public safety impact all of our other efforts. We will begin to see the impacts of this investment in 2019, and that will inform council's deliberations about long-term funding sources for this priority. I am also proposing to create a youth advisory board to offer the council insights on issues that directly impact youth, including our climate recovery work, our housing development strategies, our transportation, and public safety investments. We will take time in 2019 to reach out to existing youth boards to determine the structure and composition of this new board, and I expect it to be up and running in 2020. My fourth and final major priority is inclusiveness. Inclusion is not a word I am using lightly. Our demographics are changing, but our civic life has not kept up. As we look toward the 2021 World Track and Field Championship, we have an opportunity to invest in legacy projects that will benefit our community for years to come. Civic engagement should be one of those legacies. Last year, I announced to you my goal of honoring 20 cultures within our city by 2021. We are beginning that work at home. Our long-standing sister cities provide the first pathway in recognizing and appreciating our friends, colleagues, and neighbors who hail from Nepal, Japan, South Korea, and Russia. Beyond that, our community is rich with citizens from Ethiopia to Guatemala, Afghanistan to Indonesia. We will honor our city's varied cultural traditions and perspectives by focusing on one each month, beginning in November 2019 and culminating in a multicultural festival in July 2021 before the August World Track and Field Championship. This is one city endeavor that does not include hard choices and financial trade-offs. It's just a wealth of opportunity. People often ask me how I like being mayor, and if the job has turned out to be what I thought it would be. The answer is yes, I like it. And yes, the work is just as I expected, challenging and rewarding, varied and sometimes overwhelming. But in my everyday working life for the city, the job I do and the choices I make are driven by you. Your passions, your skills, your investment in this community, and your capacity for hard work. Optimism is a choice, and it is also a way of life. Thank you for your optimism. I'm confident of the good work we will continue to do in 2019. I understand there are appetite-spoiling treats out in the lobby. I think there's cookies and coffee, so please take some time to socialize, visit with your counselors. Thank you all very much for coming, and Happy New Year.